Okay, so I see people still jumping on. So as you guys are jumping on, say hello, and we want to know if you guys are new to the team. We want to welcome you. Let us know if this is your very first Zoom. So we are so excited. This is our second Zoom of 2020 for our team. And so I'm super excited on the topic that we are going to cover and what we're going to teach. And so I wanted to kind of go over just a few little quick organization things that I like to do just to keep me on track and keep me to be the most effective person I can be each day. Ben is really going to go into the word board. We're going to give you guys some scripts. If you guys have any questions at all, there's a little chat button down below, and you guys can put your questions in there. But we want to hear from you guys. We want this to be a very interactive Zoom and answer your guys' questions that you guys have. Hey, Carol. And then at the end, if we have some time, then we will even get a little bit of work in, and we'll try to use what we have just learned and what we're incorporating into the core 4 and more. So let me just turn this notification off really quick, otherwise I get so sidetracked. But before I get into what I wanted to share with you guys, and before Jen goes, I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about who I am, because we do have so many new people on our team. We're only at 48 people. Typically, we're at least 100. So make sure your guys' team knows that we are starting, because this is a Zoom that they are definitely going to want to be on. So anyways, you guys, I'm Amanda, you guys. I am your Ambassador Diamond upline leader, and I've been doing this for 6 years. I started this working full time. So those of you guys who are working, I would love to know who works here. I definitely know the juggle of working full time and learning a business, just getting into a business and not really knowing what it's about, growing a business and working and having kids, all of that. I was just saying the other day, I'm now retired. I've been retired for 5 years, you guys. Within 5 months, I replaced my dental hygiene income, got pregnant with our second son, and I was able to retire completely from dental hygiene. So I've been retired for 5 years, you guys. This business has just completely transformed our lives. And so I am so passionate about sharing this and being loud and so proud about what we do and coaching you guys to get to your goals that you guys want to get to. So my biggest tip for you guys is that just know this is your business and you are the one to be proactive. So all of you guys on here tonight, like, I'm so proud of you for taking that step forward and taking time out of your night to do something that's going to benefit you and your business and your life. So anyways, been retired for 5 years. I get to stay home with our little boys, and it's just been such a blessing. But I will tell you guys that how I got here was trial and error and trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. And so, you guys coming onto our team, you guys don't have to do that. You guys on our team, you don't have to go through the trial and error. Like, the systems that we teach and coach are literally what can help you get all the way to the top of the company if that's something that you're wanting to do. So I was just saying the other day or today that actually I stay home now, and so sometimes I feel like I have to it's harder sometimes for me, because I'm like, I have, a couple hours during the day when my kids are in school. And so I really have to make sure that my time is so that I'm using it the best way possible and that I'm very effective of what I'm doing. And so I wanted to share with you guys a method that I started implementing that I learned about from another Ambassador Diamond. And I'm super excited about this and to share it with you guys. And I do something similar to this, but I didn't realize it had a name, and it's been around for thousands and thousands of years, and it's just one of the most effective methods ever. So it is called the Ivy Lee method. Have any of you guys heard of this before? It's the Ivy Lee method, and you guys hear me talk about a 6 list, or you guys hear me talk about the 6 things that we need to do every single day, but this is actually a proven method. And I had no idea until one of my other friends who's an Ambassador Diamond says, oh yeah, I do this method. And so I was like, tell me more about this. And it's very similar to the 6 list, but it's just much more effective. It's called the Ivy Lee method. And what it is that every single day you are going to write down 6 things, and you label them in order of priority. So 6 things. So these 6 things are going to be 6 things that you have to do personally and then you label them in order. So you make them whatever's the priority, that's number one. And then you're going to have a 6 list of things for your business. And again, you make it a priority. Number one is a priority, and you list it off. And you list them, you guys, and every single day you make a new list. And as you go through it, you just cross it off. And so for my business, if one of my 6 lists and my priority is to get 15 host to posts out, then that is what I'm doing for that entire time. And if I have a message come in, or if I get a phone call or anything, I do not answer the phone. I don't check my message. I don't do anything until that is completely done and I can cross that off. And then I go to my next list. And if that is when I can go and answer messages or whatever, then so be it. But the whole point of this is that you are so effective with everything that you are doing with the amount of time that you have. So I know that we are all such busy people. So, what is your list that you have? And then you want to just be so determined and disciplined that when you are doing that specific, task that you're on, that you don't waver, and go do something else, or go watch a show, or check your email, or check Facebook, that you are literally just doing that task until it is done, and then you cross that off. And it's just a proven method, saying that there's something with the brain, you writing it down in a list, in a priority list from 1 to 6, and there's something about us actually taking a pencil or pen and crossing it off. It's a sense of accomplishment, and you're getting it done. It's called Ivy Lee method. I'll put it in the chat. It's called Ivy Lee method, and it's been around for thousands of years. They've been implementing this, and it's just a really effective method. But you want to do a list for your personal and a list for your business. And what you do is you just focus on that one thing, and then you cross that off, and then you move to the next. So that's the one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is, on top of that list, maybe right on the side of it, you want to write 2 goals that you have for that day. You want to write your big goal. So what is your overall goal for that day? So maybe it's 1 customer or 2 customers, whatever it is. And then you want to write down below it, what are the small goals? And the small goals are what's going to help you get to that big goal. Okay. So if my big goal is to get in, 200 volume, with customers, then what do I need to do? Those small goals are going to be the things that I need to do it. I need to pray over the people that I bring on to as a customer. I need to, get my host to post out. I need to post about the products. I need to do the stories. What are those small goals? And then one last thing before I let Jen take over is I was talking about this. I thought it would be good to go over one more time because I know this was in one of our chats. I wanted to talk to you guys about your time and splitting it. So if you guys are working, or if you guys are staying home like me, it does not matter. We need to make sure that we are all having office hours. So office hours are going to be when you are in your office, at 7 o'clock, my family knows that this is when mommy works. This is my office time. So if they want anything to do with me before, then they need to make sure they do it before 7 o'clock, because 7 o'clock is when I clock in and I go to work. And so those are my office hours. So when are your office hours? And you want to make sure that you just kind of, stay with those. And they can change throughout the day depending on your schedule. But make sure you have your set office hours, what works good for you. And so during those office hours, you want to split your time into thirds, okay? Third of your time, so say you have 3 hours for your office, for your work for that day, okay? 1 hour is going to be for your self-growth. So that's going to be for your reading. It's going to be podcasts. It's going to be books. It's going to be your self-development, okay? One third of your time for that. A third of your time is for your specific business, okay? So maybe if you bring out that 6 list that we just talked about, that Ivy Lee method 6 list, and that's when you complete everything for your business during that hour, okay? And then the other third of your time is going to be for your team, okay? And so you want to really make sure that if you have 3 hours of your day and you have, you know, an hour in the morning, an hour at lunch, and then an hour before you go to bed, you know, figure out during that time, when is that your self-development time? When is that your business time so you can get your core 4 and more done? And then when is that your team time? Okay. And then your team should be split into 3 as well. It should be your top leaders. So who are your like top 10 people, or your, if your team is just now growing, who are your top 1 or 2 people, right? Who are your emerging leaders? Okay, those are the people who are ready to push to Ruby and to Emerald, and who are really just ready, like in that middle ground, really ready to push to that Ruby and Emerald. And then you have your newbies, okay? Our newbies are our babies, and we are there to lead and guide them every step of the way. And so we spend a lot of time with our newbies, okay? So those are the 3 that you wanna do that. And then that is all I really wanted to say. So if you guys have questions, please put them in the chat, and I'll go ahead and let Jen introduce herself, and we'll get into the word board.
Awesome. I wrote down all of that because I do the 6 list, but I like that you said to put down 2 goals, making one a big one and then your smaller ones below that. So I like that a lot. But yeah, so before we dive in on word board, which you guys is live, I'll just introduce myself super quick. My name is Jennifer Weatherly. As you can see, well, I guess you can't see, it shows Amanda Busher, but I'm Jennifer Weatherly, and I am a triple diamond in this business. And this month, actually, I will be celebrating my 3-year anniversary. So yay, I'm super excited for that. Considering I honestly joined as a stay-at-home mom, so I was not working when I joined this business. I was a stay-at-home mom, just looking for some extra money for spending, you know, nothing crazy or anything. I never saw myself doing this full time, or, you know, celebrating a 3-year anniversary, being a triple diamond leader in the company. So that extra $200 that I was looking for upon joining turned into, you know, me wanting to bring in an extra $500 a month, hitting that Ruby rank, which, you know, is huge. That's like your first like leadership role in this company. So as soon as I hit Ruby and I got to that $500 extra a month, I knew that, you know, I could do this. I could get Emerald, I could get Diamond, and I knew that I was going to do this full time. And so that's what I did. I just climbed the ranks, and now 3 years later, I do this completely full time. We are a 100% full-time family. My husband's home full-time with me too. We've earned over $70,000 just in bonuses from working this business. So a lot has happened in 3 years. Like literally our lives have completely changed. But that's just in a nutshell. I can go on and on about me, but that's not what this is for. This is a training for you guys. So I kind of want to dive right into that real quick, because you guys, I have worked this business for 3 years, but literally this past couple months, I've been like new, like it's been like new to me, because I recently got an iPhone, which you guys, I don't even know how I worked this business prior to that, but I did. I made it work. I got to triple diamond using an Android. So it is possible. The apps that are available to you on Android work just as good as the apps available on Apple, okay? I made it work. You guys can too. But again, I recently got iPhone, and I discovered this app called Wordboard, which I've heard many people talking about it in the past, but I myself, I just never used it. I didn't have it. I didn't see the point in it. Whatever I was doing was working, so I just did that. But like I said, I got this iPhone in December, so it's been a couple months now that I've explored with it, and I am obsessed with Wordboard. Like literally, it has made everything so much simpler for me. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys, is how to work simpler, not harder. And that's like what Wordboard allows us to do, because what it does is it literally allows you to save scripts, organize it, have it like categorize, and it just literally with a push of a button, you can like send a paragraph. So I just kind of wanted to, Amanda's kind of taking over the chat while I talk, so I might like get a little scatterbrain. So hopefully her taking over the chat will help. If you guys do have any questions, put it in the chat and she can help answer them. And if I see them, I can help as well. but I kind of just wanted to show you guys a little bit about like what WordBoard is and how I utilize it to work my business and to make things super simple. And I see Allison is on here too, and she's like a word board master as well. So if you want to give any tips in the chat too, you can, Allison.
Jen, do you know, I wonder if I can make you a co-host, because you can actually, if you have a charger, you can actually plug your phone in and you can share, screen share your phone. If that will help kind of explain it, it's up to you. I don't know if I could make you a host, and I think that you should be able to do that.
I would have to see about, I don't know where the charger's at on this computer.
Okay. Okay, it's okay. I can do it on mine too, but I can always do it on mine too, but I don't know, mine might look a little different.
Okay, well, and I can also like, I don't know if you guys can see if I do like this. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, you can just do that and then kind of explain like what is all on there.
Okay. I'm not, can you use WordBoard on your iPad? Do you know, Amanda, do you have it on there on your iPad Pro?
I don't know. I haven't put it on there, but I would imagine, look under the.
Yes, you use WordBoard on your iPad. I use it all the time.
Oh, perfect. Yes. Thanks, Freya.
No, you're welcome.
Actually. So basically, you guys, you know, we're talking about products every day. We're talking about the opportunity every day. There's certain things that we're just constantly repeating. Like when people are asking, you know, information about the coffee, we have like a script that we send them, right? So instead of typing it out over and over or having to copy and paste it every single time, WordBoard makes it to where it's just in there, it's saved, and you literally just hit one button and it's just, it sends it all at once. So basically, that's what I wanted to show you. When you pull up your WordBoard app, let me pull it up. It looks like I already have buttons and stuff, so yours might look a little different. You might have nothing, but basically, all you need to know is at the top, do you see that little blue plus sign? That's where you're gonna add whatever verbiage that you want, okay? So you can just start adding verbiages right away, and that's what I started doing. I had no idea what I was doing. I just started adding all of the verbiages, and what it does is it kind of lists them like this. These are all of my verbiages that are saved, right? But when you're in Facebook Messenger or text message or whatever way you're communicating with somebody, when you have access to your keyboard, this is what it looks like, basically. Mine looks a little different because I changed it, and I'll show you guys. But some of the scripts that I saved, it'll be on your keyboard, and you can color code it depending on what you're talking about. But this is kind of like a visual to show you. Once you create your key, it gives you this keyboard, and each key is a different verbiage. So you can literally click on it, and it'll pull it up. And I'll just show you an example real quick. When you're in Messenger, or whatever, like if you're sending a text, you can do this in email, you can do it for whatever. Like you can save a bunch of hashtags, you can save email address, you could literally do whatever you want. But say I'm messaging somebody, right? I'm talking to them about whatever. Say I want to, they ask me like about the coffee and they want to know the price. I can literally just like send in one push the pricing verbiage in like 1 second like that, right? So to make things even easier, I like to stay organized. Like a lot of my tips are on organization. A lot of my trainings, you see I talk about staying organized, whether it be with customers, distributors, host to post, potentials, whatever it is, I like to stay organized. And so WordBoard is no exception. Like I said, I just started adding all kinds of verbiages, not knowing what I was doing. And then I had literally like pages that I was like sliding through of verbiages because I just had so many. Then I discovered there's folders on there. So when you're actually in here and like instead of adding, okay, let me just show you. When you hit the little plus sign, it pulls up a menu where it says you can create a key, you can create an email, you can create a folder. I created a folder. And you guys, you can write this down if you want. I can tell you what I created folders for to help me stay organized. You'll click on add folder. And then what it does is instead of all your verbiages, it'll show you all your folders, okay? And then you can literally click into the folder and then start adding a ton of verbiages that apply to that folder. So for example, and you could write this down, my folders that I have for Wordboard so I can stay organized is I have a folder titled Opportunity. So I put all my opportunity verbiages in there, like when I'm talking about the business or something like that. So I have all of my opportunity verbiages in my opportunity folder. And you can see like in that black folder, it says opportunity. I have a folder for host to post. So when I click in it, when I click into host to post, like it'll show all of my verbiages that I have saved for host to post. So when I'm talking to somebody, say I'm messaging somebody and they commented on my cash giveaway and I want them to host a post for me, right? I would literally just click on my Wordboard and it shows all my folders right here. I have host a post right here. If I click on host a post, it's gonna pull up every single host post verbiage that I saved. So I have like a coffee host a post in there, TFX host a post, hair, skin, and nails host a post. I have like my responses to host a post, cash giveaways. Like I have every single verbiage that I've saved for host a post in my host a post folder. So again, I have a folder for opportunity. I have a folder for host a post. I have a folder for, what else do I have a folder for? Let me get in there. I have product verbiages. So when I talk about all the products, I have them all saved to that folder, product verbiages. I have a folder for new distributors. So when I enroll a new team member, I have like that dirt list that you give them, right? You give them messages to start with their dirt list, or what apps to download, or the team pages that you're gonna add them to. I save all those scripts in my new distributors folder. I have a folder for product pricing. So I'll have the pricing for the cleanse, the pricing for the thermal fight, pricing for hair, skin, and nails. To our keyboards. It is, so it's a separate keyboard. When you're on your keyboards, like, you know, at the bottom, you can like push through your keyboards. That's how you access it. But I have that for new distributors. I have product pricing. And then I also have one for like, I titled it interested in, because every time somebody comments on one of my posts and they're interested in a product, I'll reach out to them like, hey, I saw your comment on my post. Are you interested in the keto coffee? Or would you be interested in more information on the Thermophyte X? So I have all that saved in that folder. And then I have upsell verbiages in an upsell folder. And then something that's even easier that I did is I created a hashtag folder. So when I open up my hashtag folders, like literally I have like all the hashtags I like to use. So when I make a post, I can just hashtag, 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 hashtag in like 1 second instead of typing it all out, which you guys, if you use a million hashtags, it could take forever, right? So that's what I wanted to talk about, was organizing your word board, not just with verbiages and keys, but actually break it down and create folders. So that way you can even be more organized. Like when I open up my keyboard, it's so organized that when I have a conversation, I can literally talk to like 13 people and have a conversation with all 13 people within like 2 minutes, just by going boom, 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 boom. So when I'm opening up my keyboard and I'm talking to people, depending on what I'm talking to, say this person is interested in like a host a post, like I can open up my host a post thing and I can pick whichever one and I can message them, right? Then I just back out of that. Say the next person, they're interested in the keto coffee or something. I go to my product verbiages, find the coffee, boom, send them the coffee verbiage. Somebody might be commenting on one of my opportunity posts and they're like, what is it that you do? Can you send me more information? I can just open up my opportunity folder and send them like whatever question they're asking me. You get what I'm saying? And so I'm not familiar with TextBand. I'm not familiar with that at all. When I did have Android, I had Clicky, so I am familiar with that. I know that is different than WordBoard, and I talked to Tiffany about this a little earlier today too. I took a screenshot of it as well because she sent me it. But when you're in Clicky for Android, you get a whole different keyboard like you would for WordBoard, but I think it's like 10 to 15 verbages that you could save at once, and then it just kind of pulls them up like that. And then you just would click on it and it would send it. So it's a little different than WordBoard, but it's the same concept. But again, it's a little different. You can't have as many verbages as you can on WordBoard. And then TextBand, I'm not familiar with that. I'm not sure if like Amanda is or somebody on here has used it. They can maybe explain that a little bit more, but I'm not familiar with that.
I'm not familiar with that either. And really the only way to, I think, to share the verbages is, I don't know, yeah, you can probably airdrop it, like if you're close to somebody, or just honestly, like we could probably just say, okay, this is the verbages I have for coffee, and then put them in there, and then you guys just put them in there all at the same time, like put them in there like now, you know what I mean? But what I always recommend is, like, if you're a newbie, and say like you're one of my newbies and I'm giving you verbages, take that verbiage that I just gave you and immediately put it into your word board. That way you have it, and set it up just like how Jen said, like, you know, like I have one, and I wonder if I could even share my phone, like what it looks like, but I have one where it's like coffee. And so then I have my coffee, my first response, coffee, second response, coffee, you know, third response, like the price. And then I have like coffee host to post. And so, you know, if you find a verbiage, then like what Jen said, if you already have your folder made, you just stick it in that verbiage. So if you have a folder that is like all host to post, it's labeled host to post, you can go into that folder, and then you can go to coffee host to post, cleanse host to post, opportunity host to post, you know, so it's all in that one folder. So if you like hear of a verbiage that somebody gives or something that they're using, copy that and immediately put it into your word board. I think that's probably going to be the best way that people are going to get their verbiages. But we can even do, you know, we can even put some of our verbiages in here so you can start that.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could do that, like even if like you guys wanted to.
So yeah, how about we
open now? I was
yeah,
just like create folders, and then me and Amanda could like put in some verbiages in the chat, and then we could start adding that to the folders.
Yeah.
To get it like
so let's start with like a folder. So let's start with maybe like the cough or whatever folder. Jen, what folder do you want to do?
I think product verbages would be a good one. Product pricing would be a good one, and host to post would be a good one.
Okay, let's start with maybe the product verbages, and we can just do a couple of the products in there. I don't actually have that folder, so I'll start that one too. So you have a folder and it's called product verbages?
Yeah. And so when you guys are in your word board, at the top, you'll click that blue plus sign. At the very top right, click the blue plus sign, and it's going to pull up custom button, date and time button, folder. You're going to click on folder, and you can title your folder product verbiage, and then literally you'll just now hit the plus sign again and add a custom button, and I'll put in the Zoom some product verbages right now that I use.
Okay, and I'll put some of mine in there too.
Okay.
I
so
can
coffee is like my number one. So, and this is how I label it too in my folder. I'll label it coffee response 1, coffee response 2. So this verbiage, I would copy this verbiage, and I would go to my product verbiage folder in WordBoard. I would hit the plus sign to add this verbiage. You would hit paste and then title it coffee 1 or coffee response 1, something like that. And then this would be coffee response 2 or coffee 2, however you want to label it, that works for you. But you want to label it. So like you can even see in my product folder, you see I have coffee response 1 there and coffee response 2 there. Oh, perfect, even better.
Can you see it on here, you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I am just now going into, let's go ahead and keep talking, Jen, and I can just kind of follow. So I'm in my word board. So I just went to my word board. These are all, you guys can see I'm not as organized, but I do have folders that I've started. So I was kind of the same. So these are all just regular messages, like all in the green. If you look here, they're all in the green. And they're all in the green. But then if you scroll down, I started doing folders when I figured out how to work this thing. So these are all my folders. So Jen was saying that we're doing product folders. So what you do to create a folder, what's another folder you have, Jen? I'm just going to create one really quick.
Well, while you're in the screen, you see how you can see your super reds and greens. Is that a verbiage for like a product verbiage?
Yes.
Okay, so you see that blue arrow at the top next to the plus sign? The little blue arrow thing. If you click, okay, you see that, and you see how it has a folder with an arrow next to it now? You can click that, move it to your product verbiage folder.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so if you guys have already started and you created a bunch of keys, a bunch of buttons, and later down the road, like me, decide I want to get more organized and I'm going to create some folders, you now can just transfer your keys to whatever folder you want by doing that.
That is amazing. Okay, so I want to walk you guys through really quick how to create that, just so you guys can see. I know Jen told you, but now we can have it on here. So you go to the plus sign, and then you scroll down and you click folder, and then you put in the title of the folder. Okay, so you put in that title. You can pick whatever color you want, and then it will pop open that folder. So then the folder looks like this. So now, like Jen said, like I have carb control in there. I have super reds and super greens. I have fat fighters.
Yep. And
I don't think
like one, you would hit that plus sign.
Okay, yeah. So if I wanted to add another one, then I just hit that, and then I go to custom button, and then I just put my phrase in. Let me see if I have another one in here. Let's see.
And you guys can choose the color too. So like you see how there's white, red, green, blue, orange, black. All of my opportunity ones are white. All of my host to post ones are red. Anything about like cash giveaways or something is green. My products are blue. So I like to organize it by color as well as folder.
Perfect. So I just added the celery to it. You know, so, and then so every time, so say like Jen gives you guys a verbiage of the cleanse, you know, copy that verbiage and put it right into your product verbiage folder. Okay.
Right now too. I'll send the cleanse verbiage actually right now.
Okay. So I would probably actually even condense these and say, okay, I want a folder just for like my host to post. So I'm going to make a folder just for host to post. So I'm going to put, oops. So I go to the plus sign and I go to folder, and I'm going to label it host. Oops. I'll just label it host to post. And then I'll pick a color, and then I pick done. And then I pick if I want to add my post to it. So then you just click the plus sign, custom button, and then you add your host to post in there. So I'm gonna add, I already have my host to post already in here, so.
That's what I did too. Like I created a host to post folder, and then I put like host to post that I'm using, but I also put like this in there, like the scripts that I'm sending to ask for host to post. Like I'll put that in my host to post folder.
Oh, okay, perfect. So yeah, so that's how you do it. And then you guys, what you do is say I wanted to send out, let's see, I'm going to answer somebody back. Okay, so I have this person who wants to do a host to post for me, okay? So I'm just going to tell her thank you. And then what I do, I'm going to go to my, so see this little like world here? Is that what that is, Jen? This little thing?
What is it?
I don't know, this little, what's this? Little, yeah, that thing, whatever that is. So I click there and then all of my verbiages come up. Okay, so I'm going to send her my coffee host to post. So it's actually in my coffee folder. So then I just click on coffee host to post. Okay, and then it sends, and then I just click send, and it sends it right to her. And then I just need to send her a picture really quick. So that is how you can send it so quickly. Like, let's see if I can, let me see. So if I wanted to, let's just say like I'm gonna send, here, I'll just send something into like this thing. So if I wanted to send like a verbiage, say that they're asking for something, like a verbiage that I do, I could just go to like my opportunity, say they're asking like, what is your first message you send to somebody when they ask about the business? I can just go right to my opportunity. I just go, what do I do? And my verbiage automatically pops up and I push send. See how simple that is? Like it's so dang simple.
Yeah, it's life. I don't know how I did it without it.
Yeah.
But I did.
So, and I like it so much better than like text replacement because text replacement, you have to remember like what it is that you like, you know, what you named it or whatever. So this, you can just go here and you can see it and pull in folders and everything. So it's really awesome.
Yeah, and you can click on this screen too, preview right next to it to preview your keyboard too, like to kind of see how it's laid out. And then you can also move your, like you see, you know how you click the folder to move your verbiage to a folder?
Yes.
The 3 lines to the far right, if you hold it down, you can actually like move like your like the whole thing like
up. Okay.
So it's like on your board. Because I have like certain things I don't have in folders. So like at the beginning, I have like all my buttons and then I have like all my folders.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was messing around with it. I was like, okay, if we're going to be training on it, then I got to like get really familiar with it.
Yeah, I love it. That's so, I didn't know that you could move them like that.
I didn't either. I didn't know you could do any of this till like the folders and stuff. I literally just like was like, oh my gosh, this is a game changer.
Yeah.
And yes, it is being recorded.
Okay, what questions do you guys have? Do you have good follow-up messages? So let's see, what follow-ups do I have in here? Jen, what are some of your follow-ups? That would be a really good folder to do.
Yeah, that would be a good.
Oh, I have a good, here's a distributor follow-up. So let me get out of here.
Mine are so simple. I just send that for like follow-ups for customers and that for team members. Mine are so simple.
Same. I just do them super simple. All of my follow-ups are simple. So like, I do like this one for, let's see, oops, that's not it. Sorry. I tried to copy and paste that one, but it didn't work. I'm trying to copy it from my phone and paste it to my computer. I don't know if it, yeah, it's not letting me, but mine are very simple. So you guys can see it on here. Hey babe, I have a couple top line VIP spots on my team. Are you wanting to make extra money from your phone? I would love to help you. You know, stuff like that. Obviously you change some of my, you know, like the capital I and stuff like that. You can kind of change that kind of stuff, but I keep them super simple. But that's like a distributor follow-up, but I would actually probably even want to put that one, that distributor follow-up into like my opportunity maybe. So I might take this and then see if or I guess it's a folder, so you probably can't, huh, Jen?
Do what? You should be able to.
Let's see. Oh yeah, you can. Okay. Cool. So I just moved the opportunity follow-up into the opportunity folder that I have. So yeah, what is so cool, you guys, like if we have promotions going on, like I already have a Black Friday, like, you know, thing in there. So next Black Friday that we have, or a BOGO that we have, I could just go in there, kind of change up the verbiage to whatever it is, you know, edit it a little bit, but I already have pretty much, you know, the verbiage is already in there. If somebody wants to do keto, like the keto samples, like I have a keto sample verbiage, you know? So when somebody says like, hey, I want samples, I don't have to go and try to find my verbiage. I can just go right to my word board, go to keto samples and just send it right to them.
Yeah, and that's what I've been doing too, like before word board. Like I would have to search like messages, like somebody wanted keto energy. I'd have to search like B12 or something to find what I sent them, and then, oh, it was a mess. But now, like anytime I do it, I just save it and it goes right to my word board, so I never have to search for it ever again.
Yeah.
And Allison's sharing a bunch of like follow-up messages in the chat as well, you guys. So make sure to look at the ones she's posting if you want to copy them and save them. And then if you have any other like verbiages that you guys want, just put it in the chat. Like if you're needing more like pricing for products or product verbiages, or, you know, reaching out to people about the opportunity, whatever verbiages you guys think you could benefit from, or you just want more of, like just put it in the chat and we can share it with you too, and you can get that in your word board.
Yeah. That's great. Thanks, Allison. Is there anything else you guys want me to do before I stop this share screen? Anything else you guys want to see?
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think of some notes.
Does this part
delete a key? You just basically, if you want to edit anything in WordBoard, you just hit that little blue down arrow, basically at the top.
So just hit this down arrow, yeah, and you can delete them. See that the red right there.
Mm-hmm. And that's how you move them, transfer them, delete them.
Yeah, perfect. Let's see. Does this chat get saved? No, you have to actually, Christy, you have to actually copy and paste it. So save them right now. Just signed up for TextBand. For Android, seems pretty straightforward so far. Yeah, it should be like pretty much the same, you guys. And what I would say is like, go to YouTube. You know, go to YouTube and just text TextBand, and I bet a video would pop up on how to use it.
Can you see, Valerie? Sure. I'll just text you, Valerie. Or I can even just like put in the chats or whatever, like take a screenshot of my folders or something and share with you guys too. So
yeah, so I have like weight loss, host to post, which I'm going to move that. So my folders aren't very, like I just started learning about the folders. So let's see. Okay, so I have like Instagram messages, I have opportunity. I was kind of making the folders like a little different. I was making them like with each product. So I was making like a cleanse folder. So it had all the cleanse information. But I think I like it better just to do like the product verbiages. So product verbiages. So kind of see whatever like your brain likes. You know what I mean? You could do like product verbiages, opportunities. I have like an opportunity one right here. Host to post ones. I have newbie posts. So like if I have a newbie who, you know, I need to give them an example of a post, I can just go right to my newbie, you know, host to post or my newbie post, and I can just send them like the startup post.
Yeah, I have a new DT folder too, where I have like the dirt list, the welcome message, the apps, the fill out the tax form, like all of that in there.
Yeah.
I can share too on the event, just like a screenshot too, if you guys want to see it.
And some of the things I'm not going to have a folder for, like the price. Like I'm not going to have a folder for this just because what I do is I just put the price and then I just change in here, like whatever the price is. So like, you know, whatever the product is, I would change the price. I'm not going to have a price for that. For like info, I'm not going to have a folder for that. Like it's the info that I ask people when I'm signing them up, you know, it just says info. Order complete, like after I complete their order, like that's just going to be a separate, you know, little tab that I have. I don't know what this is. Oh, keto host to post. So that's like a host to post. I can move that. Let's see. Can I share which one, Carol? You can unmute your phone too if you want to talk. Let's see, what other ones do I have in here? Like DT message, that's actually what I send my newbies. So I'll actually move that one to my newbie post. Let's see, the newbie one you pulled up? Yes, so it's actually, it's this one. Oh, wait, the newbie, never mind. That's a message that I have newbies send out. For a newbie post, let me see if I can copy it.
I have a couple I can put in there too.
Okay, perfect. It's very similar to the one that you probably already did, Carol, but let's see if I can copy it in here.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, there we go.
That's what I do.
Okay, thanks. It's the one that Allison just put. Thanks, Allison.
Oh, I sent it to Allison, I think. Oops.
Okay. Let's see. Trying to look at these.
That's the cleanse one. That's the second post that I give them. So I have them do like the first one that you did, like announcing their new business opportunity or whatever. And then after that, I give them the cleanse post to share.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So like if you want to add a folder in there, you guys, so you're going to go to, so I'm going to try to copy and paste that one. So I'm going to go to newbie posts and messages. So I'm in my folder of the newbies. You guys can see like right up here, it says newbie post and message. So then I'm just going to go to the plus sign and I'm going to go to custom button. And I'm going to, hopefully it will save. Let's see. Nope, it didn't. So I'm going to try to figure out how to, sometimes if I copy it from my computer, it will save it to, nope, it's not. Well, I'll just have to, I will just have to copy that. Send it to Facebook. Okay, what questions do you guys have?
Hey Amanda, it's Tamara.
Hi, Tamara.
Hey, I have a question. Is it pretty easy to transition from your phone to like a tablet? Because I'm getting ready to kind of start using both, and I didn't know if you had any tips to share for that.
Is it an Apple one?
No, it's just a standard 10-inch tablet. So I've got to learn it, but I wanted to know if like there was any easy ways to transfer like my scripts over, or should I just kind of read up on it for Wi-Fi purposes, so I don't have to keep doing them, like putting them in manually?
I have no idea. Does anybody know the answer to that?
I'm not sure unless if it's the iPad. That's the only thing I'm familiar with, honestly.
So so I just copied that. So it's the cleanse post, right? And then I can label it cleanse post. I can change the color if I wanted to and just save it. So now I have that in there. So yeah, you guys can just kind of figure out what works good for like you and like what works good for your brain. So like if you look at mine, like I have a lot of mine, I have like I have a folder for like the lashes, a folder for nutrition, a folder for cleanse, you know. So you can either do separate products with the folders and do like the cleanse, like, and then have like all of those verbiages in there, or you can literally just do like what Jen said, which I'm going to switch all mine to, and just have a folder for product verbiages. So then I can just go in there and it has all of them listed. It would just clean things up a lot more.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. What kind of questions do you guys have?
So mine is it's telling me, because I'm trying to add a verbiage to the product verbiages. But it's saying now that I have to go pro.
Okay, yes. So it will only allow you to, I think it's like 5 or 10 that you can put in there for free. And then after that, I think it's like, what is it, $5 or something like that, Jen? You have to pay, then it's unlimited. Okay, $10. Yeah.
Okay.
And
okay,
then I
don't mind paying it.
It's so worth it. It's unlimited. It's just the one time, and you can put as many verbiages in there as you want.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, ladies.
You're welcome. All right, do you guys have a question before I stop share this screen? Do you want me to do anything else on here?
Are you talking about like your posts on your Facebook page, or like verbiages reaching out to potentials, Patrick?
I would go, Patrick, to, so in our unit section, Patrick, there's a unit called distributors, and there's videos on how to get distributors, there's posts for it, there's all kinds of different things. So I would go and really just study that, and you'll get all kinds of tips in there. Was this helpful, you guys? Okay, good. Yes, it works so well. And it's just a great way just to keep you guys organized. And like I said, like going to like copy and paste from your notes, like that's so time consuming. Like we are busy people, right? And the more that we can be like efficient and like the more like you're just going to make more money. Like it's just how it is. Like your business is going to grow. It's going to be ran smoother. And so you always want to make sure that you are trying to figure out what the best way to do things, the easiest way, right? If we want to work smarter and not harder. And so this app is just incredible for us to be able to be really effective. And then also try to do that Ivy Lee method that I kind of recommended and talked about, because it's another way just to like stay organized and just keep your time, you know, where it needs to go. Jen, you are so awesome. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Honestly, I don't think so. I mean, if anybody has any questions, don't be afraid to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to answer them.
Yeah, same. And